A straight shooter with nostalgia I haven't felt in a long while. You make it feel like it's the arcade when we're playing Pixel Island till the day breaks. We'll keep breaking down, there's something next to play. Things change, the score is rising as the screen fades. Ain't over when you stay. Now who's that saying they're the pinball wizard? He moves too slow with his grubby little fingers. Keep pressing buttons and see what gets triggered. I'll just smile and watch him reconsider again.
Woo! What's going on? This is The Fight Guy. And I'm your host, Guy Pert. It is Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day 2025. And I'm going to be giving my predictions, breakdown for the fight card tomorrow. UFC Vegas 102, Cannonier versus Rodriguez. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to break these fights down. And right into this shit. Avila versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Who do I have to win this fight? Look, I'm an American first guy. All right, where's the patch? You see that? I'm an American first guy. Except when it comes to this fight, I got to go with Jacqueline. Julia coming off of more than a 1-year layoff, off of a submission loss to Mommy Misha. No disrespect to Mommy Misha, but at the tail end of her career to get submitted by her. Plus, you're about 9 years older than Jacqueline. That matters a lot more, I feel like, in women's MMA, but I digress. I'm not a woman. I can't say. Jacqueline, she's fresher. I think she's going to control the pace of the fight. She's going to land more. She's got a slight reach advantage. I think this will be a 29-28 decision win for Jacqueline Cavalcanti, probably a 30-27. We move on. Well, you know, before we move on, something that I wanted to input into my videos is I will use this account Consensus Score to put my picks in this poll. You can go to their account. I've mentioned them before. They're great. I like to vote, kind of see where you're at with other people. So we're going to do this fight by fight. We're going to go with Cavalcanti. Looks like 71% of voters went with our pick. So that's good. We move on. Don'Tale Mayes versus Valter Walker. Look, let me tell you something about Don'Tale Mayes, all right? A lot of people have been hating on Don'Tale Mayes, saying he's not a legitimate heavyweight. Okay, his record's not good. He's 11-7, all right? He's not that great. Valter Walker isn't either. He's not even a real heavyweight. His only win in the UFC, contracted, is against Junior Tafa, I believe, which that fight was controversial. It ended early. The ref stopped it, I believe. Tafa yelled. The ref interpreted it as a verbal tap, whatever. Valter Walker, he's not a real heavyweight. I think Don'Tale Mayes is going to knock him out first round. Tafa connected a few times, had him dazed, and he got taken down and eventually heel hooked. We'll say heel hooked. I don't think that happens with Don'Tale Mayes. I think Don'Tale Mayes will knock him out. However, if Valter takes him down, that could very easily be a wrap, and it could be a very boring fight pretty quickly. However, I don't think Don'Tale Mayes has the cardio to make it to the third round and grapple the entire time with Valter Walker. I digress. Nobody else is picking Don'Tale Mayes. I'm going with the underdog on the second fight of the card. Let's see where we stand on Consensus Score. Look at that. Not even 20% of people are picking Don'Tale Mayes. Whatever. They don't watch The Fight Guy. They don't watch The Fight Guy. You come back here when Don'Tale Mayes gets that knockout. Next fight, Vince Morales versus Elijah Smith. All right, it has been year of the fraud checks. There's been like 10 undefeated prospects or something this year that have already lost, and it is February 14th. Please make it stop. I like Elijah Smith. Although his Contender Series fight, it was an amazing fight. I'm not taking anything away from Aaron Tao. However, that third round, Elijah Smith looks like he was just fighting to survive. He was out of breath. It didn't look like he'd had the conditioning to really hang in there. However, he got it done. I really like him. I think he's got slick grappling that'll save him in his back pocket if he needs it. His striking's pretty good. We're going to go with Elijah here on this one. Elijah Smith, 42%. Wow. More people have Morales on this one. Okay. We move on. Gabriel Bonfim versus Khaos Williams. This could be fight of the night. It could be fight of the night. I know there's a few bangers on this card, but you heard it here. This could be fight of the night. Gabriel Bonfim versus Khaos Williams. We're going to have to go with Khaos on this one. My reasoning, Khaos is from Detroit, and he sure as hell fights like it. Khaos, he did have poor heel hook defense. I was watching one of his fights. I think it was against Michael Baeza. Yeah, Michael Baeza had a nice heel hook lined up, I think, in the second round. For like a minute and a half, he was trying to work. Elijah Smith never tried to reap the other foot in. He was just kind of trying to defend it by reaching over and punching. He got lucky. However, I think that his grappling defense, his takedown defense, is well-rounded enough to keep him on the feet. I think both these guys are going to trade a lot, but Khaos Williams hits a hell of a lot harder. Might be the hardest hitting guy in the welterweight division. For that reason, we're going to go with our second underdog. We're going to go with Khaos Williams here. We're going to go with Khaos Williams to win this fight via TKO, baby. We move on. Before we move on, got to get our vote in. Khaos Williams. Okay. Less than 40% so far. I like it. I like it when not a lot of people agree with me. That's fine. That's completely fine. Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar. Jesus is scrappy. I like Jesus. I like the Mexican fighters. I'm all in on all that shit. However, Rafael Estevam's grappling is absolutely insane. I got him to win this fight via submission. He also has a 7-inch reach advantage. That's going to help him keep the distance, land some strikes. If it's not going his way, he could always just grapple. Jesus, he tries to clinch a lot against the cage. He can't do that this fight. If he does, he's going to get thrown, tripped, landing on his back, and he's going to get submitted by Rafael Estevam. I got submission in the second round. But who cares what round it happens? If he submits him, I was right. Come on. Estevam. 57%, that's it. Some of these people. Next fight, we have Jared Gordon versus Mashrabjon Ruziboev. I haven't heard of this guy either. Before I researched for this card, this is going to be his first fight in the UFC. However, take a peek at this. Out of the last 5 guys that he has fought, okay, their cumulative record, last 5 guys, 0-9. 0-9. Yeah, none of the last 5 guys that he has even fought have won a single fight, and I would feel stupid if I picked this guy to win, and he did not win. Jared Gordon, he's fought some of the up and coming / top of the talent in the lightweight division. He's fought King Green, he's fought Patty. He's been in the UFC for some time. He's fought and he's downloading and processing this information from the highest level fighters. He's actively adapting and trying to get better. I got to go with Jared Gordon to win this fight easily via decision. We'll go decision on this one. 61% sees it the same way. Okay, we move on. Last fight of the prelims, female fight. We have Angela Hill, the 40-year-old virgin, taking on Ketlen Souza. This is a coin toss, really. I know Angela Hill is 10 years older. She's been in some 5-round wars, too. She's fought Mackenzie Dern. She's fought a lot of... she's a UFC veteran. She's been in for a while. However, she's on a bit of a slide as of late. Lost to Tabitha Ritchie. That's right. She's lost to Tabitha Ritchie, which was a closer fight than I thought. I think if I remember right, watching this fight, I thought it could have went either way. However, she lost to Tabitha Ritchie, so she's starting to lose to younger contenders. She's at that age. I think Souza is going to be fresher. I think she's going to land just a little bit more. Both these girls are strikers, and I think Souza's shots are just going to hurt that much more. I think it's going to add up. I'm going to give Souza the 29-28 decision win. That's it for the prelims. 2, the main card, Connor Matthews versus Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado I really like. Fights at the MMA lab. It's where Cannonier and a lot of other high-level guys train. He's got great training partners. He just had a great Dana White Contender Series knockout in the second round. I like Delgado. Please don't get fraud checked. If Elijah Smith gets fraud checked, please don't let you get fraud checked. I got to go with Jose Delgado to win this fight. Let's get the knockout. Jose Delgado, win this fight via knockout. Got to get my votes in. Holy cow. Jose Delgado. Okay, 54%. Next fight, we have Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski. I'm very excited for this fight. This is going to be another banger. I know a lot of UFC fans aren't grappling enthusiasts, aren't wrestling, jiu-jitsu enthusiasts, don't participate in the sport, whatever. You could have your opinion about it. I love grappling. There's a lot of fans that do love grappling, and whenever you have 2 high-level grapplers going against each other, that's some of the most excitement you can get out of a card, in my opinion. One of the best fights I've ever watched was the Arman Sarukian versus Gamrot fight. I mean, the scrambles in that fight were golden. The Dan Hooker-Poirier fight, you know, one guy has their moments, they're landing hard shots. The other guy has their moments, they're landing hard shots. I find it equally as entertaining when I'm getting high-level scrambles in the UFC. I like to see it, and we're going to see that with this fight. Rodolfo Vieira, it's no secret. I mean, he subs pretty much everybody that he fights. I think he has one knockout win, like, in 2018. Yeah, he's 4-3 with TKO. So, you know, he has the ability to knock people out. Andre Petroski, I watch his no-gi competitions. I followed him for a long time. He comes from a grappling background from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, some of the best wrestling in America. Rodolfo Vieira, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So, and we see one of two things. We either see these guys, you know, respect each other's grappling credentials and exchange more on their feet. And in that case, I'm more comfortable going with Petroski. Second thing we could see is both these guys just saying, fuck it, and back to the mats for 15 minutes. In that case, I think I'm still going to go with Petroski. I think he'll hold a dominant position, and he'll be able to shrug off Rodolfo's submission attempts. I can't wait to watch it. However, I'm going to go with the first. This might be my only underdog pick on the main card. We'll see. But I got to go with Petroski to get the decision win in this one. Maybe we see a knockout. Let's get our vote in. Petroski, okay, 47%. Next fight on the main card, the older Bonfim brother, Ismael Bonfim versus Nazim Sadykhov. This is going to be a great fight. Nazim coming from a small village, and I don't even want to pronounce a country that it sounds like America would probably bomb one day for no reason. They produce some of the best kickboxers in the world. However, Nazim's not great at defending leg kicks, and that's one of Ismael's best weapons is his lethal leg kicks. I think that those are going to add up. We're going to see some beautiful exchanges from both sides. He's going to get the finish here. Not quite sure how, but I think Ismael's going to win this fight, so we're going to go with him. Let's get our vote in. 53%. Got to get one win for the Bonfim family Saturday. Come on. Next fight, Edmen Shahbazyan versus Dylan Budka. I think Edmen's going to make this a gritty fight that Dylan's not quite ready for yet. Budka's got pretty decent wrestling, but I think that Edmen should suffice. He's fought some dogs in his UFC career. I mean, Mearshart, Anthony Hernandez, Nasruddin Imavov, one of the top contenders in the middleweight division right now. Nazim, I'm not even sure. Okay, Terrence McKinney. Okay, and I did watch this Borshev fight. That was an amazing fight. However, I still got to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Edmen. I got to go with Edmen via decision to win this. 84% of people see it the same way. Now that's a big majority. I like Calvin Kattar versus Youssef Zalal. Man, I went back and forth. This is gonna be a great fight. Youssef, he was cut in the UFC. He's come back, and since he's come back, he's 3-0 with submission victories. Now he's got all the momentum in the world going his way. Calvin Kattar, I mean, he's a dog. He's fought some of the highest level guys in the featherweight division. Max Holloway, he went 5-round split decision with Josh Emmett. Arnold Allen, sure, knocked him out. Sterling, I mean, he's won in his last 5, but against some of the highest level guys in the division. Youssef hasn't seen yet. See, now if Youssef doesn't find a finish, I don't think he'll get the decision win over Calvin. I mean, I've been back and forth with this fight so much. Youssef is 3-5 when going to decision. I think I'm gonna have to give this to Calvin. I think I'm gonna give this to Calvin Kattar. It's a 5-round fight. I think if it goes to decision, there's gonna be more to reflect that he's done more that fight. I'm gonna go with Calvin to win. Oh man, yeah, I know that's probably not a popular pick, but moving on, this is the main event of the fight card. We have our second 40-year-old virgin fighting on the card. Army veteran, heavyweight veteran, light heavyweight veteran, middleweight contender, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez, Robocop. Man, this is an amazing fight. God, I love both these guys. I went back and forth on this one a handful of times as well. I mean, look, I think Cannonier, he's on a bit of a slide as of lately. It's no secret. I think he's lost his last 2. Yeah, knockout from Nasruddin and then a decision loss to Barallo. But look at this. Don't overlook this. All 5-round fights Think about how impressive that is. All main event, top contender fights. I believe his past 7 fights have been 5-round fights. I mean, that's remarkable. And whenever you look at the flip side of the coin, Gregory Rodriguez, Robocop, this is his first 5-round fight in his career. This is his first time being the main event on a fight card, so it's a lot for him to take in. I think Jared Cannonier is a better striker. I think he's a more technical striker. I think he may even land more shots this fight. However, Gregory Rodriguez, I think his shots hit much harder. His grappling credentials outshine Jared Cannonier's. So he's got that in his back pocket in a 5-round fight. That's a big deal. I'm going to go with Robocop, Gregory Rodriguez, to win this fight. I hope I'm wrong, too. Honestly, I like both of these guys. I'd be happy with either one of them moving on, but at the same time, I'm sad that the other one's not. So I love Jared Cannonier. I've watched him over a decade. I've watched him in heavyweight. I've watched him at light heavyweight. I've really watched him the most at middleweight. But this is the game. This is the fight game. I mean, not everybody's a Khabib. At some point, some young stud is going to come up and get your spot. You know, he's going to come get your number. You might be able to fend off 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, but eventually a hot contender is going to come up and take what's yours. I think this could be Gregory's night. I'm going to go with Robocop to get the finish via TKO. Got to get the finish via TKO. That's been UFC Vegas 102, Cannonier versus Rodriguez. That's my picks. That's my predictions. We'll see what happens on Saturday. Thank you for watching The Fight Guy. I will see you on Sunday. Ooh.